Hey there, kiddos. In this video, we're going to go over the study guide for Math 8, for Unit 1 in particular. And so, when we take a look at question number 1, where we're told to solve for the equation, the value of x using one-step equations, the inverse operation of subtracting 7 would be adding 7, so that x would be equal to 22. For number 2, we're first going to subtract 5, so that 2/3 of x is equal to -2, so that x would have to be equal to -3. For question number 3, we're going to have two possible solutions, making sure that we first add 5 to both sides and then divide by 2 so that the absolute value of x minus 3 is going to be equal to 6, or x minus the absolute value of x minus 3 would be equal to -6 because it could either be positive or negative. So the two possible solutions would be x is equal to -3 or x is equal to positive 9. For question number 4, x would be equal to positive 3. For question number 5, it's going to be all real numbers. For question number 6, it would be no solution. Taking a look at question number 7 and 8, we're told to describe the values of c for which the equation has no solution. The only way that this would be no solution is that if x is any number other than 5. If c is equal to 5, then this statement is true. If c is not equal to 5, whatever the value is, would make this statement untrue. And then for question number 8, in order for this to be a no solution, c would have to be less than 0, because any number that is less than 0 is negative, and the only way that that's going to make this statement untrue is if the absolute value of x minus 7 is equal to a negative number, and we know that an absolute value can't be equal to a value less than 0. For question number 9, the absolute value of h minus 34 would be equal to 4. That would make the statement untrue. For question number 10, we're told to find the fastest recorded speed in the standing position on a skateboard is about 146.7 kilometers per hour. The fastest recorded speed on an inline skate or on inline skates is about 113.6 feet per second. Which speed is faster? So we have kilometers per hour versus feet per second. The faster speed is going to be that of the skateboard, which is going kilometers per hour. For question number 11, the perimeter P of this figure that we see here of the soccer field is represented by the formula of P is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, where L is the length in yards and W is the width in yards. Solve for W. So if we're looking to solve for W, W would be equal to P minus 2 times the length divided by 2. If we're finding the perimeter, based off of what we see here, would be equal to 65 yards. And then what percent of the field is inside of the circle? If the radius is equal to 10 yards, and we know that to find the circumference would be 2 pi r, we'd be able to find that, subtract that from the 100 yards, or the 65 yards, which is the area of the field. So that'd be roughly 4.8%. For question number 12, we're asked your car needs new brakes, and you call a dealership and a local mechanic, and we're told that after how many hours are the total costs the same? And we want to be able to justify our answer. Well, the cost at the dealership would be 24 plus 99t, and the cost at the local mechanic would be 45 plus 89t. If we set them equal to each other, we'd find that after how many hours are they the same? It would be 2.1 hours. When do the repairs cost less at the dealership? That'd be at 2.1 hours. And when does it cost less at the local mechanic? When that time goes over 2.1 hours. For question number 13, the speed of light is 11,176,920 miles per minute, and the distance from Earth to the Sun at a specific time is 92,955,807 miles. About how long does it take for sunlight to reach Earth? This was a question I hope you recall we did in class, and we want to make sure that we are looking at the minutes, and for that we are going to see that it's going to take roughly 8.3 minutes for the sunlight to reach Earth. And last but not least, for question number 14, Consider the equation the absolute value of 4x plus 20 is equal to 6x. Without solving, how do you know that x is equal to -2 is an extraneous solution? Well, it will give you a negative value on the right, and the absolute value cannot be a negative. Therefore, we know that that would be an extraneous solution. I'm hoping that these solutions will get you prepared for the midterm that's coming soon. If there are any questions, please shoot myself an email or ask a question in class. Deuces.